Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Euros Daily Debrief. As you can see, it isn't morning where I am. I'm recording this straight after the England game. What an evening it was. It's also fresh in my memory, so I get to react to it more instantly. England were the better team from the very start. Phil Foden finally found his feet. He was excellent in that first half, but England went behind to a Xavi Simons goal in the early stages. And one thing you can't really dismiss about this England team, there's been lots of criticism for various different reasons, is that they have a lot of mental strength and a lot of resilience. And coming back against criticism from myself, but also much more prominent figures as well, across the English media, it's been pretty constant. Gareth Southgate's had things thrown at him pretty disgracefully by England fans as well. It's been quite negative in that sense to the tournament, but we've been through really difficult things, goals behind, late goals, penalty shootouts, and now that going behind and then a late goal as well. Dominated the first half after Xavi Simons' wonder strike in about the 7th minute. As I say, Foden was brilliant, hit the bar with that fantastic effort, which was almost a carbon copy of Lamine Yamal's goal from Tuesday night. In the second half, they showed what Spain did, and they showed that they can grind it out and they can go really far. And then finally, Gareth Southgate gets his substitutions correct. And that sounds like a criticism, and because I have criticised him, but fully deserves a lot of credit, all the credit in the world tonight, because he's absolutely nailed that. Substitutions at the right time and the right substitutions. Ollie Watkins was the right man to stretch that back line of Holland, who had started to stifle England in the second half. The first half was very much passing forward, England on the front foot, making the most of what they had, finally linking up better and playing with confidence. It was as if the switch flicked after the penalty shootout, but they couldn't find that goal. And then in the second half it was a little bit more laboured. Suddenly though, Ollie Watkins pops up with that brilliant finish in the 90th minute, and England is celebrating the first final on foreign soil in their history. It's absolutely brilliant. Doesn't make a difference though if they don't win it on Sunday. It will be very, very difficult. Spain, as we know, are probably the best team in the tournament. They've certainly performed that way, but England have all the quality that they have. They were favourites going into the tournament. They've got the mentality, they've got their confidence back, they've got momentum. Things are going their way, so perhaps it is, it's not that far-fetched that England win this game, despite the current golfing class. I don't want to say the golfing class in total, because I think Spain were, rightfully not favourites. They came into this tournament with a lot to prove. They've been carried in some ways by Yamal and Williams, particularly Yamal, who's had that sort of Mbappe-like impact from 2018 World Cup, as I mentioned on the last episode of the Daily Debrief. England fully deserve what they got tonight. They were absolutely phenomenal. And it was great to see Ollie Watkins finally get a moment. And, I said in my squad preview that I would absolutely have taken 3 strikers, and the reason was because you don't need much of an impact. Ivan Toney was fuming that he got a minute against Slovakia, and he came on and made a massive impact with setting up Harry Kane's goal in extra time. Ollie Watkins tonight got a few minutes, made the most of it with a goal. That's what strikers are for. That's why they get paid the most, because they can absolutely make the most of minutes, of seconds, and that's what both of them have done. Harry Kane's had a poor tournament, but he bagged his penalty tonight. It was a very lucky penalty, not for me, in my opinion. Very unlucky from a Dutch perspective, but yeah. England were phenomenal tonight and fully deserved, and showed their mettle in both attacking ways and defensively. I gave Spain a lot of credit for that the other night. I think it's only right that England deserve a lot of credit for it now. Fairly confident going into the final that they can at least show themselves, and then who knows? I think Spain at the moment, they've had the toughest run in the competition. They've played all the most difficult teams, but they've got themselves through. Spain are particularly good at keeping the ball, and that's where England still lack. And I think that Rice against Rodri thing is going to be the most crucial battle in the whole thing. Can Mainu help Rice out in the way that, whether it be Pedri or Olmo in that midfield for Spain? That's going to be a key battle. But I think England have got every chance of winning that game if they play right and have luck on their side a little bit. But it's been on their side in the last few weeks, and they've made the most of it. Something's building, the momentum's there, and they can absolutely go all the way. I'm very, very pleased for England tonight, very, very pleased for Gareth Southgate. Deserves all the credit in the world tonight. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Like, share and subscribe. See you next time for my final preview, which involves England. Can't wait. Cheers.